So coming up, we have Quantum Kestrel versus Socket Closed. Winner of this goes into the final against Make a Margaret again. So it's all to play for at this point. The prizes, even for second and third place, though, are pretty reasonable for a tournament such as this. Second place teams getting a Cinnable each and 80 million ISK, and third place getting Cancer and 50 million each, otherwise known as a Sveeple.
Well, remember, it has been slightly nerfed. All the tiers have been collected over the past couple of weeks on that one.
And just smeared onto the hull of the Zwipple, which has made it too greasy to lock everything quickly.
And we do see teams starting to arrive on field, so
Oh boy.
they're coming into local and coming onto field.
Kind of excited for this one.
Yeah, this should definitely be a good fight. Teams are going to have to go all out here for this one.
Rain, in your excitement, can you tell us what you're seeing from this socket closed team from Agony Unleashed?
Yeah, so they brought the double Mauler, a Vexer Navy issue, an Omen, and an Augurer. So it kind of looks like they're almost going, with that make Amar great again, like Amar setup, and then they throw in a V and I, and then they also brought Logi.
Yeah,
they're missing a key
not
part
just
of that,
the
which is the
Logi.
boosts.
Yep, that is true. There are no boosts on this setup. They could have brought, of course, a Command Destroyer with a single link on that, but they have elected not to in this particular case.
But
The
an
Augur-
interesting choice with the VNI. That's an insane amount of either tank or DPS that you can get from a single cruiser like that.
This looks to me like a hard tackle cruiser comp. Those maulers are going to be able to get on top of people, and that Vexer Navy issue is going to be fit with 2 or 3 medium newts. So he's going to be able to completely rip apart the tank of any ship they go against, I think. That said, and the Augurer is pretty far away from the rest of them. Just going to try and keep them topped up as the other ships hold things down.
Yeah, and of course we're seeing some fantastic skins across all the teams today, as this is on Sissy. There is no excuse to be any default ship skin.
They did matching skins, so the Amar ships were able to do the Tash Mercan skin, or 2 of them did. The other Mauler did, I think it's the Rata Sunset skin.
And of course, the Vexer Navy doing the best skin in the game, the shining blue Intaki Syndicate skin.
Yeah, and then the Augur obviously doesn't have one. I usually never expect Logis to have them. Especially the Augur, it kind of looks like the Guardian, and the Guardian default ship skin's really nice.
Because as we know, adding a skin to your ship adds 10% more tank and DPS.
This is true. So we have the second team on grid. They seem to have brought a Maulus, Jackdaw, Caracal, double Jackdaw, Caracal, and Cerberus. So missiles, but no Drake.
It looks like another version of the Orthrus comp we saw earlier, with 2 RLML and 2 LML ships trying to work in concert to take down frigates and other lightly tank stuff. But I can't help but think that this is going to go the same way the other one did when it fought the Make a Margaret again setup. There's going to be so much tank here that it's going to take multiple clips to burn through these cruisers, unless they can get on top of that Augurer.
Yeah, that Augurer is, of course, at 50 kilometers as well. The rest of his team coming at 30. So the fall-off range on that Augurer, if that team does come rushing in, he's either going to have to burn in after them to catch up, or he's going to get left behind.
I think... Oh, we have a disconnect, so... Fight. Do we delay the fight, or do we just continue on? We already started the countdown.
I believe we wait for him to D.
Okay.
Loving the smacking local though.
Yeah, some friendly smacking local.
Quote unquote friendly.
Yeah, both teams overheating local right now. Nothing else to do while we wait for that one pilot to log back in. So the teams are just having a bit of a crack at each other, trying to get inside the head of the other team.
I mean, in all honesty, this armor fleet is going to look to get inside the ass of that Caldari team. So let's see how it goes. Obviously, we've got scripted damps with that Maulus, so they may be able to range damp off the Omens and Mallas, which would otherwise be able to hit them. or
Yeah.
potentially even range stamp the Augurer. That would be very damaging to their
Yeah, we did
composition.
see a couple of Jackdaws yesterday, and they did surprisingly amounts of DPS to the other team. Nikolai, you were talking a little bit about the buff recently to the Jackdaw.
Yeah, it's interesting. You can still tank it pretty well, but it just more so amplifies the ability to do DPS than anything else. And then especially the projection, if you go into sharpshooter mode, whether you're light missile fit or rocket fit, you're just able to do a little bit more than you used to, besides just tanking and tackling things or sitting back and popping drones. It's definitely changed. And for the better, unlike this people. Depending on which end of that argument you're on. And looks like he's back, so we're going to start the countdown shortly.
I find it interesting though, because you have one team is all Amar except a Vexer, which is Galente, and then the other team is all Kaldari except the Malas, which is Galente. It sounds like Galente is only like, at least for today, like a support kind of ship. I don't know, a VNI is obviously not too much support, but the Malas definitely is kind of like that Ewar support. And then relying on the DPS of like a main race of whether it's Amar or Kaldari.
Yeah, we have seen a lot of Molluses picked, and looking at this Vexen Navy, it does appear to have no guns, implying he is pretty much full newt fit, so he is, again, a utility ship, as you say.
And the countdown's restarted here. So we've got 20 seconds before we go into it. So quickly, everyone. Oh, and the Jackdaw disconnected
Oh my
again.
gosh.
So what is
Interestingly enough,
everyone's-
it's not the team called Socket Closed that's having the Socket Closed issues, it's the other team.
Let's quickly get some predictions then. Who do you guys think is going to win?
I mean, I know it's been said before, but this Amar comp has been very, very, very good so far. Now, can they still do it without the Harbinger and those boosts? I don't know, but I'm going to put my money on Socket Closed here, even if it's only because they managed to keep 5 people on the field at the start of the fight.
Same. I'm really hoping that the Logi team wins. Plus, I really like VNIs and the fact that they all had ship skins.
In all honesty, I have if they can get their 5th player back, I think that the team of the Serb Caracal will win. I think that the Laserhawks team here will win.
I definitely think they're in for a strong shout here. It could really go either way. Both teams having strong comps. We did see
Will
some
this-
success yesterday with the double Serb comp.
Is this a losers bracket or a winners bracket?
This is the final of the losers bracket, so whoever wins this fight goes into the final to face Make Amar Great Again.
Damn. Yeah, personally, my money is definitely on Laserhawks here. I think that they're going to be able to burn through that Augurer before the Amar team is able to take down one of their Serbs. And obviously the Jackdaws have a huge tank to go along with their decent DPS now. They've just gained a low slot and dropped a mid slot, so they can be a lot more damaging compared to how they were previously.
So that Jackdaw landed back on the field again, and I do believe once the ships are locked up by the camera crew, we are ready to go. And if he DCs again, I believe both teams have said in local they will just go on a 4v5.
Yup. So good luck to both teams, and I hope we get another close match because there's been nothing else.
Yeah, especially good luck to that Jackdaw's internet connection.
Yeah, ISPOP.
Yeah.
At 10 seconds counting down on the clock before the match starts.
And we are underway.
Starting, but I don't see drones from this Vexer.
So the Quantum Kestrels sitting pretty stationary at the moment, sort of considering what they want to do. Now they're starting to turn around and burn away as the...
It looks like that Vexen Navy has... Yeah, it's dropped light drones, it's dropped warriors. That's an interesting call. Are they going to try and go after the support Maulus first? Are they going to try and take him down? We're not seeing any damage applied yet, either.
Yeah, no damage. The
Just
drones are pretty much
dancing
sitting and
around.
orbiting, and
Well, so if you
everybody's
look,
dancing.
both kind of warped pretty far away from each other at 180 degrees. So, like, I think they both had immediately 80 kilometers to try and
That
close
serve
with anything they wanted to do.
is going for the fucking danger zone there.
Yeah, he is a long way away from the center, well outside the arena now, 106 kilometers of a 100k arena. I think what's happening here is they're trying to bait
And we got
the
boundary called in local. I think
Socket
that's-
Great team, Socket Close team to come in, and we are starting to see our first damage being applied to the Quantum Kestrels here. The Jackdaw taking some damage. He is about a third shield taken away from him immediately there.
Yep. Looks like he is going to start trying to burn away, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. And they're not applying, like the team that should theoretically have the longer range, the Caracal team is doing nothing. They're just sitting there and taking it. This is incredibly interesting.
Yeah,
It's
that
weird, though,
damage
because-
being applied to that Jackdaw by the single Mauler, which is burned forward a little bit towards the other team. Now they have to be careful because if you look up above them, the Mollis is starting to come back in again. He is only 50 kilometers away from the center of the arena, so he is pretty close to the other team. And as we say that, the flight of light drones are starting to go after him now, so he's going to really have to start moving away, otherwise he's just going to get mobbed by these drones.
He's also taking damage from the guns of the rest of the fleet, and he's not going to be able to shake those drones. Obviously, drones do not have a fall off in the same way that others do. You can only, once you put them on something, they stay on you forever. And as I say that, that Jackdaw is taking a hell of a lot of damage, and he's going down, leaving them at a 4v5. And as I predicted, they're going to go for that Augurer first. They're going to try and put some RLML clips into it. It looks like they're in a good position to do so, but was it worth sacrificing that Jackdaw to get there? I can't help but think it wasn't.
I'm actually reading local, and one of the teammates on the not the Socket Close team, but the Kestrels team, Quantum Kestrels, says that both T3Ds are actually broken. I'm wondering if he's just struggling to, I don't know, mitigate DPS by getting transversal or what.
They're saying they have two bugs going on. It might be the T3Ds, so
It doesn't seem to
we'll
matter.
see if they're.
Unfortunately,
how
this
the
is
match progresses.
this is Singularity, and these things do happen. And the AT has a rule where match simulations are taken as is. There's obviously a couple of cases in the past, famously, where teams have experienced massive bugs. But unfortunately, that's what happens when you play an imperfect game.
Yeah, and though even though
it doesn't seem to be mattering here, though.
yeah, I was gonna say this Mollis has a self rep, but this Augurer seems to not be. I mean, he's about at half armor.
And that
Takes on the other
second Jackdaw
Jackdaw.
just
Mhm.
annihilated there. He went from almost full shields to gone very quickly.
Yeah, so they're obviously the Quantum Kestrels. Quantum Kestrels is obviously shooting at this Augurer, trying to get the Logi off the field.
They're trying, but and I don't know. I don't think that the Amar team is going to be able to take out that Serb. But if they take out that Maulus, there's going to be a good chance of them being able to do it. The real question is, can these rapid light fits finish off that Augurer before their clips end? If they can't, they're going to be in a bad way for the rest of this match.
Yeah, they're slowly whittling away at him. Obviously trying to keep away from these other cruisers to then be able to just kite him out. I don't know how well they're doing that though. They keep burning in these the Omen and the two Maulers. The Augur's not half structure though.
Yeah, and obviously if he goes down, there's not like these ships are going to be fit more heavily in the resist side to try and take advantage of that the huge reps that provides. So now it's looking like the tide might be turning in favor of the missile team, and whilst that Caracal is taking damage, he is not tackled as of yet. He has plenty of room to burn as well. We're burning away from the boundary currently. He's got room to simply get away. As long as he has the capacitor.
Yeah, all he has to do is just kind of give himself transversal, kind of throw their tracking, I guess. They're still hitting him, but they're not hitting him too hard, though he is almost out of shields.
Yeah, and obviously an advantage of shields is if he does get away, he's going to have time to regen that shield tank and then re-enter the fight later. Whereas armor, or they can clip him and then come back later with pretty much no regeneration of that resist bonus buffer. And yeah, as you can see now, the Caracal's starting to regen shields as they turn onto the Maulus, and whilst that Maulus is going to go down, the Vexen Navy has taken huge chunks of damage, looking at about 2/3 armor here. Interestingly, the Amar team is sticking very, very close together. They aren't burning around. They aren't creating those spheres that stop these rapid light ships from being able to maneuver around them, and that's causing them real problems here as they can't cut off that Caracal and they can't cut off that Cerberus. I don't know if they're going to be able to turn this around. I don't know if they're going to be able to keep stuff together.
Yeah, and it looks like the Cerb is actually playing with the boundary now. I'm not quite sure why, and this Caracal is all but slowed down. He's just kind of coasting.
It seems whatever that Cerb is doing, it's working because he's dragging the rest of the fleet towards him. Oh, but has he gone past the boundary?
Kind of looks like it, yeah.
Is that him out? Damn. Still, it looks like the Omen might go down, but I doubt it. It looks like just the superior tank here is going to be enough.
So the Cerb really screwed up when he was coming
Barely
back in. Yeah, the V&I is now like sitting right on top of him. The Mauler's actually really close.
Him. And
but at
as
least
I say
now he
that
has
as
the
well,
chance to do something
the
versus just
Maller
getting disqualified.
Somehow, some way, the Maller of Silas has caught this Caracal. The armor slow ship has managed to grab a scram onto the previously in trouble Caracal and is just taking him apart on his own, like a true hero here.
I don't get it, because this Caracal was doing fine, and then he just slowed down and let everyone catch up to him.
It's most likely that he run out of cap, but that Silas just snuck up to him, and he is going to go down here. The real question is, can they take out either that VNI or that Omen first? That Cerberus is taking damage too, but he has a rep. He'll be fine for a while. And it doesn't look like it, as that Caracal is down. It's now a Cerb versus 4 T1 cruisers. Can he do it? He is tackled, he is scrammed, and he is muted to hell. But that shouldn't hold him off. Obviously, an extra large ancillary booster does not use capacitor, so he can run it for as long as he needs to, as long as he has those charges in it.
Same with his weapon.
Oh yeah, same with his weapons.
So if none of these Maulers or Omens have nukes, and once he kills this Vexer, if he lives, then he might be able to like gain some cap and then run away.
Doesn't look like it though. He is in deep armor, bleeding structure, and down. Doesn't look like he had a damage control. That is really unfortunate there. I think that they could have won it, but just some piloting mistakes and potentially the bug with that Jackdaw lost them the match. You can see here a lot of damage applied to the Agony team, but it just wasn't enough. It was too split, and it was too mitigated. It was too spread out. Commiserations, but it looks like we're going to be seeing an Amar versus Amar finals. How exciting.
So talking in local, they say they got they lost in the Alliance tournament due to DC as well. So they're okay taking a third place again. They know how it feels.